Good morning, my ladies and gentlemen of the press, my viewers, subscribers, my commentators, brothers and sisters, lovers of Biafran freedom. Good morning to you all. I don't arrive again. I just now outside now. I'm coming all the way from Mozambique. Hey, I went there to look for greener pasture. Whether I go get their passport, where I go take the jollificate. They travel all over the world. Anyway, my wonderful people, I don't want to take much of our time. Make on hear this headline and the breaking news. Nigerian troops don't do it again. They don't attack IPOB camp again. According to them, they say an IPOB camp because why I'm bringing this news to our doorstep or to our hearing and to knowledge is to let us know that a lot of criminal herders have been raiding in recent times. But to my greatest surprise or to my greatest surprisation is when they will attach it to IPOB. Anywhere, any criminal camp they raid now, they are going there now with the Biafran flag or whatever. All these things is just to sabotage the movement of the independence of Biafra. And we all know that. And we shall not fall for this cheap blackmail. The other day, they told us they raided one Biafran camp or ESN camp in Opanam Delta State. And captured some members of the group and also made away or recovered some rifle, AK-47, pump gun, and whatever. Now, this one again, they said it is in Anambra State that they destroy the camp and recover weapons in the camp. And one thing for sure, I want to let two people understand. If you can recall your mind back, please don't mind my language this morning. If you can recall your mind back, you'll find out that each time there is a raid on in the northern part of the country, either northeast, northwest, or north central, they will attribute it to bandits. They will not call Boko Haram or Ishwap. Bandit is just a common name for criminals. And that same bandits is the hideout they are being raided in the northeast is the same thing they are doing in the southeast. Then the question there is, why must they be attributing anything to IPOB or ESN each time they do this? Please, let us do what? Because I want to know. If I have what we see in it, my swear to God, my brother, so we Biafrans also, or the agitations of Biafrans have to do what? Devise another means. If not, you will find out that these people will end up sabotaging this movement. Because that is exactly what they are doing now. Anywhere, even if they catch a keke rider now, say that keke rider now no get a ticket or no get a license, you will hear it that an IPOB man have been captured, steal keke from somebody. I'm still waiting the day that they will raid a camp in the northeast or northwest or north central, and they will put a IPOB flag or whatever that belongs to IPOB and say, oh, we have raided a hideout of the IPOBs in the northeast or northwest or the south or the southwest. I'm still waiting for that because I know very soon it's going to happen. They have tried that in Castina and that one failed. And they are coming with more strategic actions and positions to make sure that this movement is being sabotaged and tarnished before the international community. Anyway, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, please, as you are watching, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to like, and do not forget to share this comment or this content, because there's one problem we are having with the Igbos. I'm sorry to say this, but we keep on lamenting. When you see a message that your next door neighbor needs to hear, or somewhere that message needs to get to the top, keep on sharing. Do not just fold your arms, you watch finish. Either you come to the comment section, you comment whatever you like. But the most important thing there is that let that message be circulated. If you cannot find anything meaningful in that message, someone else might. That is the simple truth. So please, keep on sharing any message that got to do with IPOB or Biafra or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You get why. You get why, because we that in the media sector trying to let the world know that and anything that the Nigerian government is doing now is just to make sure that they sabotage this movement and make sure that they attribute everything that got to do with criminal to that so-called young man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in DSS, to make sure that his release will not be imminent according to the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, let us go straight to the reason why we are here. Remember, today, now the 25th day in the month of July in the year of 2023, and today happens to be Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go straight to the reason why we are here. Troops destroy IPOB camps, recover weapons in Anambra State. Troops of the 32 Regiment Operation under the 82 Division of the Nigerian Army, in conjunction with the Anambra Vigilante Group, have destroyed camps belonging to fighters of the proscribed, or they call it proscribed, according to the news, according to this writer, but that is not what I call it. The fighters of the indigenous people of Biafra and East Armed Affiliate, the Eastern Security Network, in Oruma and Umu, Ewelum, Anam, in Anambra West, local government area of Anambra State. Brigadier Onyema, it must be led by Onyibo, because anywhere you see they are doing batching in this country, find out who is the speaker in that very particular place. It must be Onyibo. Look at Okoye of the INEC. It must be Onyibo. When Mahmoud committed all the whole atrocities, you will not see him talk anywhere. It is this Okoye, faced with Okoye, will come anywhere to be defending them. Look at the Peter Funanya of EFCC. The man, what he keep reporting is the bad side of his own people. But look at this one now. He says his name now, Brigadier Onyema. The speaker of this military, army, or whatever it's being called, or navy, must be Onyibo, because that is where they put them, where they will use them as slaves. Where whatever that happens, those ones that perpetrated the act will not say anything, but they will send them as a scapegoat for them to be out there defending what is not defendable. This one is Brigadier Onyema, is the one that led these people. Mwachuku, Director, Army Public Relations Officer, in a statement, said the troops raided the identified camps on Sunday, July 23, 2023, in an effort to curb the illicit activities of fighters in the community, adding that during the operation, the troops recovered one AK-47 rifle, one AKMS rifle, 3 Lexus SUVs, and 2 motorcycles. According to the statement, the troops also arrested 8 brigands during the operation. In a separate operation, troops also raided IPOB camp in Miata Anam in Anambra South and came in contact with the irredentist group, and in the encounter, they neutralized one IPOB fighter, while another one was captured alive, just as they also recovered one AK-47 rifle, 1 den gun, and 1 police uniforms. The Nigerian Army enjoined all law-abiding citizens, particularly the good and the enterprising people of the Southeast, to continue to support and cooperate with the troops and other security agencies in their effort to end the menace bedevil in the region, according to the news we have here this morning. Ministerial list. Take a final look at your candidates. Nkire urges Tulumbu. A pioneer member of the All Poverty Congress APC National Caucus, Chief Sam Nkire, has urged Bola Ahmed Tinubu to consider candidates who can contribute to the growth of the party and country in his ministerial list. Party first before the country, right? That is how you people keep on killing this country, all in the name of defending your parties. The APC chieftain said this via statement made available to Nigeria News on Monday. Nkiri insisted that it was not too late to revisit the list and make some last-minute changes. He said it might not be in the interest of the party to include in the ministerial list those who cannot contribute to the growth of the ruling All Poverty Congress and Nigeria in general at the world, local government, state, and federal levels. Their party is the most important thing first before over 220 million Nigerians. On our way done, APC. Take a final look at the list, just in case he missed out on the need to grow, unite, and strengthen the APC above what it met on ground. On a hearing, party before the people. That is the reason why this country will keep on dying on daily basis, on assumption of office, according to the said person. Speaking further, Nkiri expressed confidence in the president's ability to fish out knowledgeable professionals within the party to help market and grow the progressive ideals of the ruling party throughout the country. He also appealed to those who will eventually make the ministerial list to see yourselves as ambassadors of all progressive Congress and to pursue to the letter the provisions of the manifesto of our party which brought us to power in the first place. Why Nigerians should not or shouldn't, or why Nigerian presidents should not appoint anti-corruption agency bosses. It has to be on merit. Either voted, so it's supposed to be unvoted itself by the people. Because these appointments will make them to be working against the country, only working in the interest of their paymasters. The role of the president of the Nigerian in appointing heads of anti-corruption agencies may depend on the specific legal and constitutional provisions of the country. The president of the Nigeria has the power to appoint heads of anti-corruption agencies, such as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. Speaking with a lawyer on the issue, he said, the various establishment acts of the anti-corruption agencies prescribe the manner of the appointment of their head. Most times, it provides for the appointment of the chairman and the other principal members of the establishment by the president. The EFCC Act of 2022 provides in Section 2, Subsection 3, that the president appoint the chairman of EFCC and the secretary subject to the confirmation of the Senate. He further stated, the introduction of the Senate in this regard is for checks and balances in order to vet the appointment of the president. Same goes for the ICPC. Questions around this process can arise due to the concerns about potential conflicts of interest, politicization, or bias. Critics might argue that having the president appoint those officials could undermine the independence of these agencies. They may express worry that these appointees may be more loyal to the president than to their duty of fighting corruption, or that they might use their position to target political opponents. There are few mechanisms that can be put in place to mitigate this risk. One is to have a neutral body, such as a judicial or civil service commission, involved in the selection process. Another is to have clear, transparent criteria and process for these appointments. A third is to have robust checks and balances, such as oversight by the legislator or the courts to prevent abuses of power. Also, implementing strong provisions for transparency, accountability, and participation can help. These might include rules in prevent conflicts of interest, enforce ethical standards, provide for public participation in decision-making, and ensure access to information, regular audits, strong internal controls, and whistleblower protections can also be useful. But in the end, it is important to remember that the effectiveness of anti-corruption agencies depends not only on their leadership but also on their resources, mandate, independence, and broader political, legal, and cultural context in which they operate. A committed, independent, and adequately resourced agency can make a difference regardless of how its leaders are chosen. Popular Nigerian columnist Farouk Berogi, in an interview with Niger News, shared his view on the president appointing heads of corruption agencies. Speaking on the right of the president to appoint head of such agencies, Berogi said, in light of the weakness of our institution and the tendency for public appointees to feel indebted to presidents who appoint them, sometimes at the expense of the duties their jobs require of them, I don't think the heads of anti-corruption agencies and even of the Independent National Electoral Commission should be solely appointed by the president. There will always be a conflict of interest. What I suggest is for Nigeria to adopt and adapt the model in South Africa. Their sensitive positions that require political non-partisanship to be effective are first advertised in public space. A self-governing body made up of independent, reputational, solid academics, civil society activists, journalists, public interest lawyers, etc., under the headship of Chief Justice should be constituted. We can call it the National Appointees Commission or any other suitable name. This body will be charged with the responsibility to wind up finalists from the pool of qualified applicants. It will then recommend 2 names to Security and Intelligence Agency for security and intelligence evaluation. If the candidate pass security vetting, their names will be sent to the President for onward submission to the National Assembly for confirmation hearing. The President should have no power to sack appointees that get their positions through this process. That power should reside with the 2/3 majority of both chambers of the National Assembly. Labour Party (P2B) accuses INEC of electoral fraud. Accuse upon accuse. Counter accusation upon counter accusations. That is what we keep seeing in this so-called country. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Gregory Obi, has claimed that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) is turning a blind eye to electoral fraud and wasting the country's resources or economy. In their final statement submitted to the Presidential Election Petition Court on July 23, 2023, Obi and the Labour Party stated that if the court does not hold INEC accountable for the conducting election fairly and independently, elections in Nigeria will continue to be tainted. The Labour Party and Obi criticized INEC for neglecting its main duty of overseeing elections fairly and instead favoring certain candidates in the election it conducted. They pointed out that INEC devoted a substantial part of its address to defending the qualification of the second respondent, Tinubu, citing a previous case at Chelonu 2009, Lipaya 491999 CA. They criticized INEC for often obstructing access to election materials even when ordered by the court to produce them. Obi and Labour Party accused INEC of acting in favor of the declared winner to hinder their petition. Further, Obi asserted that INEC is obliged by the Electoral Act 2022, the INEC regulation and guidelines, and the INEC manual to use modern technology for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. The final address reads, by this, INEC represented and assured that it will use bimodal voter accreditation system (BIAFRA) for the accreditation of voters in the polling units and upload transmission of the result of the election in real time on the day of the election to the INEC result viewing portal, that is IRF. However, contrary to the requirement of the law and in manifest regard of its own representations, the first respondent INEC abandoned and discharged the much expected upload and transmission of the result of the election in real time on the day of the election from the polling unit to the IRF. Rather, and very strangely, broad, unreadable, and inaccessible documents and images were uploaded by the first respondent to the IRF, purporting same to be the result of the election in various polling units. These blurred images and inaccessible documents were purported to be the result of the election in the polling units. The net result of the upload of the blurred images on the IRF was that the result of the election could neither be authenticated nor verified, and thus lacked credibility and transparency. The first respondent contention that the collation of the election result remained a manual process is patently false and seems to have disregarded the process provisions of the Electoral Act, regulations, and manual for election, collation of elections results at all the stages of election processes, specifically provide for electronic transmission to the RF, which is part of the collation system under the Electoral Act. According to Gregory P2B, the alleged hard copies of the forms ECHA claimed to have been used for the manual collation were neither produced in court nor certified copies thereof tendered in court by the first respondent, according to Labour Party and the presidential candidate. According to Ugochinyere, committee chairman, reps leadership not under pressure. This one is coming from Ugochinyere Umo. The Deputy Chairman, Special Ad Hoc Committee on Media in the House of Representatives, Honorable Ikegagwu Imo Ugochinyere, representing Idato Federal Constituency of Imo State, has said that the leadership of the Greenhouse Chambers is not under any external influence or pressure over appointment of chairmanship and deputy chairmanship of its standing committee. Ugochinyere, in a statement issued on Sunday, said the reports and rumors over the committee are false, assuring that the selection committee set up by the Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, will do a fair, just, and competent work without any external influence. According to him, the 10th House led by Right Honorable Abbas is carrying along the interests of the 360 members in the selection of law chambers that will head the various committees. He said, I assure you, the reports going around social media that the leadership is under external influence or pressure over appointment of chairmanship, deputy chairmanship of each standing committee as false. It is not true at all, according to Ugochinyere. Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin had last month constituted a selection committee to recommend members for appointment as members of House standing committees. The selection committee, which is headed by him, has one member each from the 36 states. The committee members are competent and they are doing their job with fairness and justice in mind. 10th House, led by Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, is carrying the interests of 360 members in the selection of lawmakers that will head the various committees or the members. So I appeal to the House to disregard any report of external influence or pressure and allow the committee members to do their respective works, according to Ugochinyere, Imo State. 4 Boko Haram members planning to attack Atiku arrested. Where? They are planning to attack you in Dubai, because I'm very sure you are in Dubai. Are you in Nigeria? Anyway, you can tell. What do I know? A suspected Boko Haram member planning to attack People's Democratic Party PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar in Yola, Adamawa State, has been arrested. The suspect was among 3 others apprehended in Atiku's residence in Yola, Chineke, and handed over to the police. The suspect, identified as 29-year-old Jubrila Muhammad, is a native of Damboa in Borno State. Muhammad said he and the others planned on attacking organizations associated with Atiku and some other sensitive locations in Yola. Others include Muhammad Bulama, 28, Ibrahim Muhammad, 27, and Musa Muhammad, 26. None of them is up to 30 years. At their productive age, no work. And the government keep on spoiling the country. A statement by Atiku Media Office reads, police arrest 4 suspects in plot to attack Atiku, others in Yola. We wish to alert the Nigerian public that at about 9:44 p.m. on Sunday, 23 July 2023, a man seeking to confirm the residence of His Excellency Atiku Abubakar in Yola was apprehended at the gate of the residence. The man, who was apprehended by security operatives at the residence of Atiku Abubakar, was later handed over to the police. Upon further interrogation by the police, the suspect identified himself as a 29-year-old Jubrila Muhammad and confessed to being a Boko Haram member from Damboa in Borno State. The suspect also informed the police that he and his colleagues, who were later arrested too, intended to attack organizations associated with Atiku Abubakar and some other sensitive locations in Yola, Adamawa. All 4 suspects have been handed over to military authorities. We commend the police for the work and the work that they continue to do in this particular investigation. We further ask that other relevant security agencies remain on top of their brief. Then the question there is, who hired them to attack Atiku? Why is it the thing does not appear in this news? Nigeria, on our way done. On a case, don't pass, be careful. Nigerian case, you don't pass, be careful. Sorry, you don't come again. Tinubu came prepared to unleash economic terror on Nigerians. Sorry, alleges. And it seems like I'm going to agree with you, because in 100 days, I will keep the ground running. After the 100 days, it keep running and keep running. Now we are running into darkness. Now we are running into longest and highest inflation of all times in the history of Nigeria. We are running into hunger. We are running into insecurity. We are running into a scattered country. What a world. The first day he came in office, he started it with hardship. And this government will end it with hardship. The only thing they will do is when they come to any live program, when you ask them, they will shout and shout and shout until you even forget what you're about to ask them. Because that is the way they get into office. Shouting and molesting the media houses every now and then. The presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, Omoyole Sowore, has alleged that President Tinubu administration came prepared to unleash social and economic terror on Nigerians. In a post on his verified Twitter handle on Monday, Sowore lamented that tuition fees has gone up by 500% in some schools, adding that fuel costs have quadrupled, and food prices have gone beyond the reach of many Nigerians. While alleging that the administration had come prepared to unleash social and economic terror on Nigerians, the social critic said the regime will get its punishment soon, according to Alhaji Sowore. He wrote, "It is Monday morning and the roads are famished and empty. School fees are going up by 500% in some schools. Electricity charges are skyrocketing. Fuel costs have quadrupled. Food prices have gone beyond the reach of many. The artificial Ba'ath regime came prepared to unleash social and economic terror on Nigerians, and the rogue regime will get its comeuppance soon. Organize, don't agonize. Organize, don't agonize. They did not promise magic. They promised shege. Renewed shege. Revolution now." According to Alhaji Sowore. Shehu Sani, this outspoken former lawmaker from Central Kaduna, he don't come again. According to him, he said, and I quote, "Spirits of the murdered NSAS protesters, young youths in their productive age, are being murdered, and the government seems that it's nothing. Now they are map out 61 million, almost 62 million naira to bury the people they murdered just like that. Their offense is that they come out to protest against police brutality. The same police that brutalizing them are the one also murdered them at their numbers. Nigeria, on our way down. Members of Islamic movement will continue to hunt Nigeria, Shehu Sani, and that is why anybody that sees way to leave that country, my dear, I encourage you to do what? Vacate. Because the blood of the innocent keep crying on daily basis on that country, and that country can never see anything good. That is the way it is. It is not a cause from me. The country have already been caused. It has already been caused by the blood of the innocent being shed on this land. That is why we keep having a failed government every now and then, thinking that we are going front, whereby we are moving backward. 1,000% backward, that is what we are moving. Started from 1967 to 1970, that the genocidal war against the Biafrans, whereby over 3 to 4 million Biafrans, I mean women and children die of starvation. Kwashoko killed many in their numbers when they blocked the food supply to the southeastern part of the country. The blood of those innocent are still crying up to today for justice. No one is out there to give them justice. Not even a single apology, at least to make their soul rest in peace. Nigeria can never be good again. A former lawmaker, Shehu Sani, says the spirit of murdered NSAS protesters of the 2020 and the members of the Islamic movement in 2015 will continue to haunt the nation and hang over its skies until justice is done. Sani also claimed that the killing of the 103 NSAS protesters in Lagos was one of the hidden atrocities of the former President Muhammadu Buhari's era. In a statement via his verified Twitter handle on Monday, the social critic claimed that members of the Islamic movement were massacred in Zaria on the orders of the military and was publicly supported by the former governor of Kaduna State, which is Malam Nasir El-Rufai. He wrote, in 2015, over 1,000 members of the Islamic movement were massacred in Zaria on the orders of the then military chief of army staff and publicly supported by the then governor of Kaduna State. The general public were encouraged through hateful propaganda to march and dance on the corpses of the victims and search for anything valuable in their pockets, dead bodies for that matter. The bullets riddled and charred remains of the victims, including women and children, were reportedly buried in mass graves in Kaduna State. Their offense was simply that they blocked the road against the army chief. The killing of the 103 NSA protesters in Lagos is one of the hidden atrocities of the Buhari era. The spirit of those murdered, whether for blocking the road in Zaria or blocking the Lekki toll gate, will continue to haunt this country and hang over its skies until justice is done, until justice is proven to them. Tinubu, not a magician, never promised overnight solution. They have come with excuses. That is how they will keep giving you excuses. 4 years will go, and they will tell you, we need to finish what we started, so give us another 4 years to complete it. When they get there, and they will tell you that 8 years is not enough to repair the country because PDP had damaged the country 16 years ago, whereby they have completed their own 16 years, and there's nothing have changed. Politics is a dirty game. It's a game of the people who are poor in heart, who are very, very wicked in their appearance. If you can look this man called what do they call it, Osomole, you will know that this one is just a devil incarnate on his own, including Madam Natiri El-Rufai. Senator Adams Osomole, lawmaker representing Edo North Senatorial District, has said that President Tinubu did not promise to tackle numerous challenges facing the nation overnight. The former governor of Edo State, who spoke on Sunday during an interview with the Chinese television, said the president is not a magician. According to him, the ruling All Poverty Congress APC is still on track with its campaign promises, saying there was never a time it promised a 24-hour solution to Nigerian problems. Then who put Nigeria into that problem? The same APC that don't have solution to it. I salute Honor they do well. No politics. Okay, if Nigerians will endure, let them do another 8 years. Let us see what will happen, because they must surely come out now and begin to blame PDP for the past 16 good years, whereby they have completed their own 16 years. Let us keep watch. The lawmaker expressed optimism that the Tinubu administration will deliver on its promises, stressing that the president had, via his recent policies, shown commitment to that effect. He said, they know they are not electing a magician, and anybody promised a magical solution, don't bother giving me an example. I know what we, APC, promised more than you. Whatever is reported, we are the source. We did not promise anyone a 24-hour solution, and we did not promise an overnight solution. Can you show me any document where we said in 24 hours this will be done? It has started very soon now. At the end of their first tenure, when you complain about some promises, they will tell you even their principal is not aware of it. Maybe other groups is what promised that. They told us this thing after Buhari must have left office, not when he's still in office. That is the politics for you. Promise and fail, now their watchword. Don't hold me by my promise or by my mouth, but hold me for what I do. Exactly what they're telling us now. Most Nigerian leaders have nothing in their heads, according to Obasanjo. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo on Monday declared that most Nigerian leaders are empty, saying they lack the knowledge and understanding of the position they crave. Obasanjo said, "You will weep for our nation over their level of emptiness as far as development issues are concerned." The elder statesman disclosed that he is in support of necessary reforms, as total dismantling would be retrogressive and destructive. While tasking new Nigerian leaders to remove the nation's impediments, Obasanjo lamented that most of the leaders in position are ready to help the development of the nation. The former president said this in his keynote address presented via video recording at the launch of the book Reclaiming the Jewel of Africa, written by former Minister Olusegun Aganga in Abuja. Obasanjo, in a statement by his special assistant on media, Kehinde Akenyemi, agreed with the author's call for reform, saying, however, that the total dismantling is destructive and retrogressive. He observed that in the book, adequate emphasis is not placed on the leadership as the critical defining and the decisive factor in determining the shape, form, direction, speedily, content, and the trajectory of development for any human organization, and especially for a nation like Nigeria. To him, leadership is the key to unlock and remove the impediment to Nigeria's attainment to its divine stature and status and being kept Lilliputian. He said that most of the country's leaders, if you ask why they want to be in the position they are craving for, you will weep for your nation over their level of emptiness as far as development issues are concerned. What do they understand for peace? Security, stability, predictability, development, growth, and progress to be actualized. I believe that peace, security, democracy, and prosperity must be taken together, according to Olusegun Obasanjo, former Nigerian head of state and also first democratic elected president of the Fulani government of Nigeria. So my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers, now here we will take back our kaya and be like, see, we don't try for this first broadcast. We are coming back again with another blockbuster. We're going to make your mind clear because we still have enough on our shelf for each and every one of us. Today is going to be fire for fire. Have a nice day. May the Almighty God bless us all, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Until I come your way again. Bye for now, my wonderful people. Kemesiano. I still remain Okute Daily Talk. Share, like, and comment.